sorry, I forgot to record. In case, please let me know in case if I forgot to record the sessions and all. Okay, right. Fine. Okay, so please use this platform and again to talk to like to respond to your questions and all. Fine, guys. So SQL DBA is important and Azure SQL DBA is important. So till last batch, I was concentrated on only SQL DBA. So later, it's very important that why, because some of the students are getting less calls. So I see that if we include Azure in the resume, it will be an add-on to your resume, so that definitely it will help you guys. So that's why I just planned this batch for a SQL DBA and Azure SQL DBA. This is the first batch for SQL DBA and Azure SQL DBA. SQL DBA, I'll take care of it from beginning to ending. I'll be the trainer. I am going to take care of this the whole SQL DBA training, on-premises SQL DBA training. Okay, Azure SQL DBA will be taught by a different trainer. His name is Ravender, and he is going to take care of the Azure SQL DBA completely. If you ask me one question, so is it mandatory to learn both the technologies? No, no, it's not mandatory. Okay, the Azure SQL DBA is an add-on to you. Okay, so later also, once you are jumped into the IT career, okay, once you got the job, okay, as a DBA, later also you have to learn Azure SQL DBA. Later also you have to learn Azure. At any time you have to learn Azure SQL DBA. If you have knowledge early, so that your resume will be shortlisted and you will get good calls. And also that's what main thing that I just introduced SQL DBA and Azure SQL DBA. Okay, from this batch onwards, guys. So it's not mandatory. I am not saying if you don't include Azure SQL DBA, sir, I don't get the calls. Is it something like that? No, it's not like that. You will get the calls. But when compared to Azure SQL DBA, if they are getting a 3-4 calls in a week, you might get 1-2 calls in a week. On-premises SQL DBA will get a 1-2 calls in a week. Okay, so this is how it will be like. I told you, right? Azure SQL DB is important, on-premises SQL DB is important. And again, if companies choose EAS platform, again the same on-premises SQL DB will be there also. Okay, so SQL DB won't go in a overnight, and it won't go, guys, until EAS is there. Your on-premises SQL DB knowledge won't go anywhere, and it won't be wasted, guys. Okay, if you are good, again, if you are very good in this on-premises SQL DBA, and you can easily, okay, very flexibly move to the Azure SQL DBA, and you have to use both of your knowledge. They will check for your on-premises knowledge, they will check for your Azure SQL DBA knowledge also. It's not like only Azure you have to concentrate. No, both you should have, on both you have to concentrate, guys. Okay, right, fine. This is all about our curriculum. This is all about our plan for the next 2.5 months, guys. It will take 2.5 months to complete the whole batch. Okay, after 1.5 month means I am going to complete by July 9th, right? 9th, this is the deadline. I'm going to complete by July 9th. So after 1 month, you can upload your resume. After 1.5 months, sorry, after 1.5 month, you can upload your resume. I'll tell you how to prepare resume and all for SQL DBA. Okay, after 1.5 month, you can upload your resume. So parallelly, you can, okay, attend the Azure SQL DBA classes also. But no need to wait till 2.5 months. After 1.5 month, you can update your resume. You can edit your resume. You can prepare the resume. I'll help you guys. Everything I'm going to help you how to prepare the resume, how to include the projects in the resume and all. I'm going to help you out. There is a separate session on the resume building at the end of the classes. So I'll take care of this, and I'm going to explain each and everything about the resume, and you can prepare your own resume. I don't prepare, don't misunderstood. Okay, I don't prepare your resume. I'll tell you how to prepare the resume, what kind of projects you have to include in the resume. You have to edit it accordingly, and you have to send it to me so that I'll check. In case if any corrections are there, I'm going to help you out in refining your resume. Okay, that I'll take care of it, guys. Right, so no need to wait for 2.5 months. Again, you can upload your resume after 1.5 month only. Right, this is all, that is also I want to um, convey. Right, so this is all about our course, guys. So we are talking SQL DBA, SQL DBA, SQL DBA. So what is the SQL DBA? Who invented the SQL DBA? Any idea, guys? What is the SQL DBA? Where we are going to use the SQL DBA? Let's slowly jump into the class. Okay, let's slowly jump into the class, guys. In case if you have any questions, let me know. Just tell me. Try to, like, you can Google it. No issues, guys. You can Google it, and I want your response. That's it. Okay, you can Google it and let me know what is this SQL DBA. What is this DBA? At least first of all, tell me. I hope you know what is this DBA. 90% of you know what is DBA.
Database
Database administration.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Those who are doing, okay, those who are doing maintaining the databases and all is called a DBA, database administrator. The process you can call it as a DBA, database administration. Okay, so DBA means database administrator. Okay, that's fine. Database administrator or administration depends upon the context you can use. Right. So database means what? Can anyone tell me what is this database? How many types of databases we have? Different types of like database softwares. Sorry.
the collection of data. Database means
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Collection of data. You can call it as a collection of data. Very good, guys. Right? Any other definitions? Any other definitions? Whatever you know. Again, guys, don't feel shy. Okay, IT, you have to leave shy, guys. So it's not good for okay IT. If you are shy feeling and all, try to slowly okay leave your shy and all. Storing and processing. Very good, Rajesh. Storing and processing the data. Okay, storing and processing the data. Okay. Then any other extra definitions, extra points you want to add to the
The
database?
the collection of data is arranged in rows and columns.
Very good, excellent, excellent. Arranged in rows and columns. Data arranged in rows and columns. Right. Any other decisions? I mean, like definitions. Sorry. Right. Okay, that's fine. No issues. Okay. So, guys, database or SQL database. Let's go with the database. So whatever you said, everything is correct. Okay, whatever you say, everything is correct. Just a small correction to this last point. So database means a lot of databases are there. We have SQL databases, we have Oracle, we have different softwares. Okay, some people might use rows and columns, means table format. Some softwares might use a different format. So it's not like a table format. I'm just asking database, okay, not SQL database and all. For SQL database, this is also correct point. Okay, I agree. But in case if you go for database, we have different types of databases in the market. So that means that some softwares are storing data in rows and columns in table format. Some softwares are storing data in a different format. Unstructured data also is there. Okay, so that is the data you are storing in a tables, that is called a structured data. If you are storing in different format, that might be an unstructured data and all. So SQL software is a software, is a database software. What is the use of this SQL software, guys? Which is used to store the data. By using SQL server, we can store the data, okay, and we can process the data, and we can retrieve the data, guys. Retrieve the data. Okay, SQL server is a database software. Very simple definition. Okay, very simple definition. A SQL we can call it as a SQL. Actually, the SQL, this is the spelling. Okay, SQL. We'll call this as a SQL. SQL. Okay, SQL database softwares we have, right? Structured. SQL means structured query language. Okay, structured query language. SQL means structured query language, guys. Structured query language. SQL database or SQL software, we can call it SQL software. So who invented this SQL software? Can anyone tell me? Especially we'll call it as a MS SQL software. Who invented this software?
Microsoft.
Okay, fine. Microsoft. Okay. So initially, Sybase is the company that owns SQL. Okay. Later, Microsoft. Okay. Later, Microsoft took over the Sybase company, okay, and then they just designed MS SQL DBA, Microsoft SQL Server, okay. They just designed Microsoft SQL Server. So usually SQL Server, it becomes like a what we can say, uh, very popular SQL Server. Actually, SQL Server means lot of SQL servers are there. Okay, the SQL Server, SQL is just a language, guys. SQL is just a language. Okay, that you are going to deal with a database. How we are talking, okay, with the English language, right? We are communicating in English, right? To understand, we are delivering the things in the English, okay. So in the same way, if we want to talk to a database, we should have one language, we should know one language, that is called SQL language, okay. So even for Oracle also SQL is there. We have different SQLs are there: MS SQL, Oracle SQL, PL SQL, T SQL, MySQL. So like this we have different SQL languages are there, okay. But the language which we are going to deal with MS SQL is called T SQL, guys. T SQL, transact SQL. T means what? Transact. Okay, transact SQL. So we are going to talk to the SQL server, Microsoft SQL servers. We are going to talk to Microsoft SQL servers using this T SQL language. This T SQL is a language which will help us to communicate with the Microsoft SQL server. So in the market, we have different software products, guys. If you go for smartphones, we have Nokia, we have this Samsung phones, we have iPhones, we have Oppo, we have Poco, we have Motorola, we have different phones are there, right, from different vendors. In the same way, database softwares, we have different database softwares in the market, guys. Okay, so famous database softwares are MS SQL, okay. And after this, can anyone tell me, can anyone name any 2 or 3 database softwares, guys?
Oracle,
Oracle,
Oracle database software. Next,
MySQL,
very good.
PLSQL,
MongoDB, uh,
MySQL,
MySQL, very good.
PLSQL,
I'll tell you. Okay,
Portuguese,
NoSQL, Sybase, very good.
PostgreSQL.
DB2, right?
Hadoop,
DB2 from IBM. Yes, please.
Hadoop,
Hadoop, very good.
Spark,
Okay, like this we have different database softwares are there in the market, guys. Okay, different database softwares in the market. So if you ask me, sir, in these databases, which one is on the top, can anyone tell me which one is on the top in the database softwares?
the MS SQL Server.
Okay, so the answer is MS SQL is on the top. So as I am a SQL DBA trainer, I am not saying SQL DB is on top. So for software products, we have one company called Gartner. So Gartner will release a report every time. Okay, Gartner SQL Server rating. Okay, simply Gartner SQL Server versus Oracle. You just type like this. So Gartner will release reports every time, and it will show you like this. Okay, which your SQL server is there, means in which location your SQL server is there. And if you see in this diagram, guys, can you see here? Can you see here which one is on top? Microsoft and Oracle, they are nearby, guys. Means yes, Microsoft and Oracle, they are nearby. So you can see here. So Gartner releases this report every time, and it will do some surveys and all. Okay, and it will tell you which is the famous database softwares and all. Okay, so you are learning a very famous database software, that is MS SQL, guys. Okay, a very famous database software, that is your MS SQL software. Okay, so that's on the top. Oracle also not it is also having a major share in the database market, but when compared to Oracle and SQL is having a extra share in the database market, guys. Okay, so we are going to see DBA means everyone is a DBA. If you have a knowledge in the MS SQL, you are a DBA. If you have knowledge in the Oracle, you are a DBA. If you have knowledge in the MongoDB, you are a DBA. If you have knowledge in the MySQL, you are a DBA. you're a DBA means you're handling one database. That doesn't means you're SQL DBA. Why? Because sometimes you'll get a lot of calls from the Naukri saying that we have a DBA position opening, so that please apply, without knowing which technology, which DBA they are looking for. DBA means just a database administrator. That might be a SQL database administrator, that might be Oracle DBA, that might be a MySQL DBA, NoSQL DBA, Mongo DBA, whatever it might be. Okay, so this is very important. DBA, you are a DBA, all will become DBA. Once you learn if any of this course, if you have knowledge on any of this course, you are a DBA. But you should be eligible to apply MS SQL DBA. Okay, MS SQL DBA, Microsoft. MS means Microsoft SQL DBA. This was owned by the Microsoft company. This was owned. This SQL DBA is SQL. This SQL software is owned by the Microsoft company. Okay, someone said PLSQL, right? So PLSQL is a long ways to talk with a, I'm sorry, here. Okay, PLSQL is a long ways to talk with the Oracle databases, guys. Oracle databases. We have, can anyone tell me which language we'll use to talk with a SQL server, Microsoft SQL server?
SQL.
T-SQL, very good. T-SQL, just now we discussed, okay? T-SQL is a language which will help us to communicate with the Microsoft SQL Server. In the same way, PLSQL is a language which will help us to communicate with the Oracle guys, Oracle databases. So PLSQL, T-SQL, these are not database softwares, these are the database languages. Okay, is it clear, guys? Please let me know in case of any questions, guys, please. Any questions as of now? Do we have any questions, guys, to address?
No, sir.
No.
Motion.
Everyone is good, right? So we are on the same platform, I guess. And guys, I know most of you are from non-technical background, I know, and I am very keen about the students, guys. Okay, so mm, don't hesitate to ask me any doubts. Again, I am saying you are paying money from your pockets or from your parents' pockets, so you should utilize every service that I am providing. It's very, very important. Don't hesitate to ask any question. Stop me. Initially, see, the way I'm going to deal with the students is very important. And of course, I'm very care about the students and all. Okay. So initially, I'll explain each and every small things and all. Nothing to worry. Only thing is, if we discussed the same point earlier, then I might ask you to refer the videos. Okay, if we already discussed the same thing, and if you again asking the same question, okay, then I might ask, I'll answer first time. Second time, if anyone asking, then I might ask you to refer the videos, guys. Okay, why? Because I initially for the first 15 days or the first 2-3 weeks, I'll do the spoon feeding. I'll slowly pull all of you to the towards the technology. Okay, initially I'm going to like do a spoon feeding sessions kind of thing, everything, every basic thing I'm going to explain. But it's very important, I am spending this much time with you guys, you have to spend a lot of time in practicing the things, and you have to complete as early as whatever we are discussing, guys. We are only going to connect only weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. We have 5 weekdays. Try to spend at least 3-4 hours a day and try to practice it daily, guys. Okay, so that it will help you a lot. It is very important, guys. If you don't practice, again, it's a waste of your time, guys. Just practice, okay, and definitely you can see a good results. Don't leave everything, okay, leave everything. Just this 2.5 months, you got a new girlfriend or you got a new boyfriend. You know, right? Once you got a new girlfriend, how we behave? We'll talk, okay, we'll talk to our girlfriend or boyfriend, okay, till night at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We don't get any sleep, and again we'll talk at night, early morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock also. Okay, so sometimes we'll talk, if it is weekends, we'll talk whole overnight. That kind of, okay, uh, practice, that kind of interest you have to show towards your SQL server. So treat this as your new girlfriend or boyfriend for the next 2.5 months. Believe me, guys, believe me, you are going to earn lot of things. If you spend 2.5 months with me, you are going to earn a lot of things. Okay, once you are very connected to the SQL server, SQL DBA, once you are very connected to the subject, guys, believe me, it won't leave you at all. And if you are perfect in one technology, believe me, you can easily learn anything, guys, in the software. The same kind of flow will be there. The same kind of cycle will be there in any software, guys. So try to be perfect in SQL DBA. Believe me, I'm going to provide whatever you want. I'll give 200% best from my side. So I don't know about, I mean, like, I don't know whether you have followed my classes or not. I don't miss any classes. Usually in the market, trainers will connect first day, second day very seriously. Third day onwards, they will start, okay, saying I have a meeting or I have something. Okay, they are going to tell, means in a week, they will take classes for 2 days, they will give holidays for 3 days. Believe me, and 60 to 70% trainers will do like this only. Okay, so that even though in a five days, okay, cycle, if I give break for 1 day, believe me, your interest will be gone. Of course, on that day we don't do anything, but your interest will be gone. Like that, if I follow 2 3 times, that's it, you will be completely disconnected from the course. So ours is very different, guys. From day one onwards, exactly 7 o'clock we are going to connect, and I don't take any leaves and all. 99 percentage, 99.99 percentage, even though you don't know, but even though we went for holidays and all to a different, okay, place, still I'll carry my laptop. I don't carry my work laptop, but I'll carry my personal laptop. Why? Because you cannot miss the class. That is the commitment I'll give from my side. The same commitment I'm expecting from you guys. You don't believe 60 percentage of my students will be, okay, succeeded once the training is over if they are practicing from day one onwards. Okay, so only, again I'm saying, this is your new girlfriend. Love the subject, love the subject, love the subject. And if you don't get the job, come back and ask me, sir, I love the subject. I just practiced all the topics, but I still don't get the job. I'll help you. Okay, so this is very, very important, guys. Right. So SQL Server is a database software which will help you to store the data, to process the data, and to retrieve the data. Sir, where we are going to use this software? Where we are going to use the software? Okay, let's go for a small simple example. The same example I'll give for every batch. Imagine you are doing a shopping, guys. Okay, so of course you know this Amazon and Flipkart and all these are some e-commerce portals. You can call this as an application. Okay, application can be anything which is fulfilling your requirements, guys. So from today onwards, we'll listen one word daily. We are going to hear one word called application, application, application. Once you go to office also, they will call applications and all. What is this application? The shortcut is app. Now you came to know. What is this app, guys? From early morning onwards till night you are sleeping, you are 70 to 80% is connected with the apps. You might connect with the WhatsApp, you might connect with the YouTube, especially Instagram, Phone Pay, Google Pay. Okay, lot of means, app means anything which is fulfilling your requirements. Okay, anything which is fulfilling your requirements, guys. You want to send money, you will use one application. You want to watch the videos, you will use one application. You want to read the news, you will use one application. You want to buy something, you will use one application. You want to eat something, you will use the application. Right, from early morning, all your requirements is going to be completed with the apps, applications. Okay, so if you go to this Amazon, or if you go to any application, applications might be a small applications might be a big applications might be a public applications might be a private applications might be an internal applications also. Internal applications, can anyone tell me any example for one internal application which is not going to be accessed by public is called an internal application? Can anyone tell me one application? You all know that example of that.
Notepad.
For banking.
That's okay. Okay, very good. Banking. Okay, internal app. If you go to the bank, right? If you go to the bank, imagine you want to deposit some money. You have your money, you will carry the money, you will fill up the form, deposit form and all, you will go to the bank and then you will give your money and the deposit form to the particular cashier. Okay, he is going to take whether he will check whether all fields are filled or not. Account number, main things are account number, name, your signature, these are the main things. And if the cash is big, huge amount of cash, it's very good to fill your contact number and all. So once you give this deposit form to him, he is going to enter all this. He will simply enter one number. What is that? He will simply, in front of his system, he will open one application. He will simply enter one number, that is called your account number. Once he entered that account number, he is able to see your details and all. Okay, complete details, your bank account details and all, he is able to see. Are we going to handle, or are we going to connect to that particular application, guys? Public, normal public is able to connect to that application?
No.
No, right? They cannot use that application. See, WhatsApp can use everyone. WhatsApp everyone can use. It's a public application, external application. But whereas the banking software cannot be used by everyone. Okay, only that bank employees can be used. That is called internal application. Means depositing money is their requirement. For their requirement, they have invented one software called application, internal application. Means that particular people only can access that application. If you went to SBI application is different. If you went to IOB, Indian Overseas Bank, IOB application is different. So for fulfilling their internal requirements, they are going to design one application that is called internal application that cannot be accessed by the public. External applications, you can see Flipkart or Amazon or Azure, whatever it might be. These are all external applications where everyone can access this one, those who are having internet connection. Okay, so this is called an application. I want to do shopping, that is a requirement. How can I achieve that requirement? By accessing an application. So application means anything which is fulfilling your requirements, guys. From early morning onwards till you are going to sleep, at least, okay, at least one app you are going to use, that is called your application and all. Okay, so every application, what you are going to see now is an interface, guys. Just an interface, just an interface. That is called a front end. Front end. Okay, so imagine I want to buy this recliner, guys. I want to buy this recliner. Imagine. So once I click on this particular recliner, something like it is there. It is showing recliner image, but I don't see recliner here. Okay, that's fine. Let me go back. Let me go back and let me open any product. Okay. I want to see phones. Okay, that's fine, no issues. Let me open any of the product, guys. Right, I want to buy this shoe. Okay, so once I want to, this is a like Sparks men's running shoes and 3399 ratings, and the price range is from 1274 to 1631, and I can see different colors, okay, and different sizes, and I can see the size chart. Some of the information I can see, and I can see the specifications, product specifications I can see. So lot of data I can see, guys, here. Once I just clicked on this particular shoe, I'm able to see lot of information. I'm able to see lot of information. So from where I'm getting this information, guys? Can anyone tell me from where I'm getting this information? So your application don't store any of the data, guys. Application means it is an interface between you. You means user, is an interface between the user and a database. Okay, application is nothing but it's a small interface between you and the database. Why? Because database, if I want to buy something, I cannot directly jump into the database and I cannot type shoes and all. Okay, so that's not going to work like that. You should, for that you should, if you want to pull the data, what knowledge you should have from Microsoft SQL Server. If you want to pull the data, what knowledge you should have? What knowledge you should have, guys?
TSQL.
TSQL knowledge you should have. Why? Because we can talk to Microsoft SQL Server only using TSQL knowledge. So do you think everyone will have TSQL knowledge?
No.
No,
No.
right? So no, you cannot expect. You cannot expect. No, it's not simply okay. What we can say, alphabets. Even for alphabets also, okay. We can't learn easily. Not A B C D. We can't learn easily. We know how much struggles we face to learn the alphabets in the childhood. Okay, so it's not easy to learn T-SQL, and I cannot, hey, you want to buy shoe, then learn T-SQL language. You cannot say like that. That my requirement is I have to promote my business. I want to increase my business. So I have to simplify the things as simple as I can. I have to simplify the things. So for that we have an applications and all.
I have
Simply any
one doubt.
cust. Yes, please.
So to connect to database, we will use SQL now, sir. What is the difference between SQL and TSQL?
No, 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 no. Not to connect. See, it's not like to connect database. We'll use SQL. Nothing like that. Okay. Connection means what is your view on the connection? Just let me know once. Connection is a something different technically, but
To
what is
communicate.
to communicate? Very good, very good. I want that word. See, we have a Microsoft SQL Server database. Okay, so we are communicating in English language, right? You are asking one question and I am replying to your question. I understood your question and I am replying. So in the same way, see, T-SQL means it's not like a different thing and all that. It's also English language only. But a set of commands will, I want to pull this shoes. Okay. Do you think only this Spark shoes will be there in the database? Lot of shoes will be there, right? Lot of shoes from different companies will be there. But I want only this Spark shoes. In thousands of shoes, in the lakhs of shoes, if I want to pull one product information, I cannot say, hey, pull Sparks shoes. You cannot say like that. You have to give one command. Which command, which language it will understood? TSQL language. Your database can understood only TSQL language. Means it's a set of commands. It's a set of commands that you have to write in a proper format. Then of course, okay, this guy is looking for Sparks shoes. Okay, then let me pull Sparks shoes. You cannot say, hey database, please pull Spark shoes. That is also English language. But it don't understand what is this. It can understand one format that is called T-SQL format. So T-SQL is a language which will help to communicate. Okay, you will tell your requirements using T-SQL, then database will be replied with the results.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So like that
Wonderful.
SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server will use T-SQL language. In the same way, your Oracle, you want to talk to Oracle. Talk to Oracle means communicate. You want to communicate with the Oracle. You want to handle the Oracle. Then you should have knowledge in the PLSQL. Okay, so and one more assumption will be there to the students that SQL DBA means lot of programming and all will be there, or do I need to be good in any of the programming language? No, guys, no. Okay, it doesn't mean you should learn. You should have knowledge in the T-SQL. T-SQL is completely programming. Okay, it's like a programming. We can call it as a coding also. It doesn't mean that you should have knowledge in the programming and coding. In the SQL Server, we have two streams. One is developer. Okay, developer has to know T-SQL language. He is going to, please mute it. He is going to, okay, write lot of queries, lot of coding and all. Okay, that is called developer. And we have one more person which is DBA. For every database softwares, these two jobs will be there, guys. Developer and DBA. Okay, developer means he is going to write the queries. Okay, DBA means we are going to handle the environment. We are going to make sure whether the servers are working properly or not. We are going to make sure whether the servers are up and running or not. We are going to make sure whether safety is providing to the backups to the databases or not. We are going to make sure security is providing to the databases or not. That is our responsibility. That doesn't need any coding language. If you have coding language, that is an added advantage. Okay, coding is not mandatory to the database administrator, but if you are interested, you can learn. But it's not a mandatory. That's a completely desired qualification and added advantage. That's it. That is going to